Filipino masses in general are huge fans of love teams and shows or movies that showcase these. And for some reason, the word kilig is pretty much exclusive to the Filipino language. So what is this thing, and why are our fellow Filipinos constantly longing for this feeling or sensation and seeking it out in their relationships and from the media that they consume? In this video, we will talk about why Filipinos are so drawn to stories that involve romance or relationships, and how are these types of films so successful. Number 1. The roots of Filipino culture. Us Filipinos' inclination to the romance genre stems deeply into our culture. Our heavy involvement with religion into our lives ties in with our beliefs that a higher power will guide us to wherever we are meant to end up in our lives. That includes finding your one true love. And it doesn't matter if you grow out of your religion, this belief may always be a part of you, just because of your constant exposure to people with these same sentiments about love. Unless you've been single for life and no one loves you, in that case, give this video a thumbs up and maybe you'll find your one true love. Maybe. Now, religion also ties into our strong bonds with family, although this is really more of a cultural thing. Because even if you're not religious, you'll probably still have just as much involvement with your family as the next person. As a result, long-term monogamous relationships are of utmost importance to Filipinos, as it is basically one of, if not the most important thing in a healthy and loving family. Now, all this ties into how production companies like Star Cinema would appeal to this demographic. Essentially, it's like they're just preaching to the choir. And if you do see these movies, you know that once you've seen one Star Cinema rom-com, you've seen them all. If you want to see me do more videos on these very cliche movies, just comment below. Number 2. The profit cycle. This comes as no surprise, like how Disney always comes out with superhero movies nowadays, because that's where the money goes. More profit equals more marketing equals more viewers, and so on. But in this case, it isn't necessarily that simple. They can't branch out of love stories safely. So let's say a great film takes 2 to 3 years to create and a great production team. Not only do you have to hire the best artists with a bigger budget, but you have to pay them for a longer period of time. A great film just takes a talented team and some time given to it. Nothing will prevent a great artist given a lot of time to accomplish something like that. Now, the films created by Star Cinema are given a huge budget, sure, but I don't think it gets the planning it deserves, and it's apparent with the quality of craft that goes into their films. They're pretty bland and lack character as far as visual elements go, and the only way to fix this is to do more storyboarding and planning. But what does that require? A lot of time. And time isn't something that production companies like Star Cinema doesn't have, nor respect. Companies like that just want to make money, and they need a certain amount of films every year, and if they don't meet that quota, they'll make less money. So what kinds of films should they make that doesn't need much planning? You guessed it. Love stories. If you just look at the shots of some of these stories, you probably can't tell if a professional or amateur shot these. Sure, they probably hired a location manager to pick out the house, or an art department to put stuff on the table, or a wardrobe person to get some clothes, and a cinematographer to choose the best lenses for the scene. But your eye could have done that. You could have asked your friends for this house that looks like a lot of houses, or I could have whipped out my Canon 50mm lens with my DSLR and mounted it on a tripod and pressed record. That probably didn't happen. But the point is that you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Now, take a film like Goyo. Surely you couldn't have organized all this with just plain old you without any filmmaking experience. Hundreds of these wardrobes and props have to be manufactured, and taking all these extras to a certain film set requires a lot of planning and coordination, and you can't just do these in 3 months. You need at least a year of pre-production or something like that. But production companies like TBA can afford to wait for 3 years for a film that will make them 200 to 300 million. For Star Cinema, they have to make that in a month or 2. That's why they have to work at the pace they do. Number 3. TV and showbiz culture. Lastly, us Filipinos are just accustomed and used to watching a certain genre in television, and that's drama. And drama really sells to us because it's relatable and we like to see go down on a personal level. Of course, a huge portion of drama involves relationships, and so that's how they tie in love stories in these shows. There's a lot of other things that encourages the success of these movies too. Constant exposure to showbiz. You see this if you watch news on abs-cbn, for example. A dedicated service for the citizens, but you know, they use this to put out news about celebrities and give them constant exposure, which is good for their brand, I guess, but for a service such as news broadcasting, it kind of eats up time for other news that might be considered, I don't know, relevant. Add this with the constant advertising of abs-cbn's movies and everything, and putting out their most popular stars in it, and now you have fallen into an endless loop of just consuming everything made by them. It's kinda crazy how they've monopolized the entertainment industry in the Philippines. It's their system with their rules and no competition. I mean, there's GMA, but you know, come on. So is there no stopping this cycle? Will love stories and comedies continue making all of the profit? Well, this can all still change. There are lots of high quality films that are produced abundantly every year, and we see them in local film festivals like Cinemalaya and Q Cinema. Also, a movie from a different genre. What I mean is, it's not a love story or a comedy. This movie made 500 million pesos. Miracle in Cell Number 7. Check out my thoughts on that in my last video, which is kinda related to this video. At the end of the day, people's tastes will change. Maybe it will go into superhero films, maybe not. But the oversaturation of romance and drama movies will find its end even if it takes another decade or so. And if you want to see change, then vote with your wallet. Support more independent films because this encourages a healthy competition in the industry. If high quality indie films do well, the big guys will eventually move on in that direction as well. Because as of right now, there really is no competition profit-wise. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you again in the next video.